Hi, I'm Eric with Simply Elegant Home Cooking. Today I'm going to share with you my recipe for pasta puttanesca. This is a really easy recipe that you can put together in about 15 minutes. Very delicious with some bold flavors. Stick around, I'll show you how it's done. So here's everything we're going to need. I have a pound of spaghetti. I like to use the Cecco brand. You could also make this dish using linguine, which works just as well. 5 cloves of garlic minced, a handful of fresh basil, a heaping teaspoon of red pepper flakes, a cup of Gaeta olives pitted and cut in half. If you can't find Gaeta olives, you can substitute with Kalamata, but the Gaeta are Italian, so it's going to give you a little bit more of an authentic flavor. Italian extra virgin olive oil, a can of San Marzano tomatoes, capers, and anchovies. The anchovies are going to be used to add a salty, savory flavor. They're going to break down when we cook, and they will not add a fishy taste to the dish, I promise you. You want to start in a large saute pan like this to heat about 3 or 4 tablespoons of the extra virgin olive oil. And I'm going to go in first, now that that's come up to heat, with my capers. And I'm using about 2 or 3 teaspoons of the capers. I just want to give that a nice stir and let these fry in there for about 2 or 3 minutes until they bubble a little bit. And you don't want to wait too long. Once those capers are sizzling away, you want to go in there with your garlic and with our crushed red pepper flakes, and just give that a big stir to incorporate everything. And we're going to let this cook for about 2 or 3 minutes. We don't want to brown the garlic. Next, we're going to add the anchovies. I have 3 anchovy fillets that I have chopped up. Now these are going to cook down and break down more as they cook, but you want to just fry these up and allow these to break down. And now that our anchovies have had about 2 minutes to cook, I'm going to go in there with the olives. Give this another big stir just to let all the flavors mix together. And we're going to cook these for another 2 or 3 minutes before we add the tomatoes. At this point, you want to add in the whole can, 28-ounce can of the San Marzano tomatoes along with their juices. Just want to pour everything in there. And then what you want to do, you just want to take your kitchen spoon and just kind of break these tomatoes up. You don't want to puree them. You just want to, break up any large chunks into smaller pieces. And they're going to continue to break down as they cook. So you don't have to be too thorough with that. And just give this a big stir. And at this point, what I've also done, I've turned on my pasta water. We want to let that come up to temperature. The sauce is going to have to cook for about 15 minutes. And while it cooks, we can actually cook the spaghetti along with it. This is a very quick dish. So a few minutes later, our sauce is boiling away. At this point, you want to turn the heat down a little bit, back to medium-low. We had it on medium to bring up to temperature with the tomatoes. So I'm going to give that a stir, let that cool down. And this is the perfect time to add the pasta. It took about 5 minutes to bring that up to temperature. The pasta takes about 10 minutes to cook to al dente. So this will be ready, the whole dish, in about 15 minutes total. So at this point, our pasta is almost done. It needs just about another minute or 2. And you can see that the sauce looks good as well. It has thickened up a little bit. So I'm going to turn the heat down to low and just let this chill out while the pasta finishes. But this is going to finish at just the right time for us to put everything together. And at this point, our pasta is ready. So I'm going to turn that off the heat. We're ready to strain this out. So I strained but did not rinse the pasta. You want to make sure not to rinse it off. And at this point, we can combine it with the sauce. Then give everything a big stir to incorporate. And after stirring everything together, the last thing you want to do is hit it with that fresh basil. And then we're going to give it just one final stir, and then we'll be ready to serve it up. Here's the finished dish, plated up, pasta puttanesca. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.